So like I say, we're going to make this document available to everyone. And the recording for this class as well will be made available. So let's get into it. I think sometimes some of the first challenges most students have upon completing the EMA is developing for clients samples of their work or writing out a sequence, because we keep mentioning sequence. And to some, it might look vague or not so clear what an email sequence looks like or what it entails, and how building out an email sequence for a product, for a business, should work, right? So we've taken the pains to develop something that should give you an idea, a good understanding, a good grasp of what a proper email sequence should look like. So it's supposed to be a 7-day email sequence, but I decided to extend it to 12 days, adding an extra 5 emails so that I'm able to explain the other 5, because I think just using word of mouth to explain the other 5 will not do justice to them, and it might throw some of us into more confusion as to what it really entails and how to close the sequence entirely. So I've done the entire thing. Instead of having you leave this class with 7 emails, we'll be leaving with 12 of them, and that should give you a very good scripting to work with. So yeah, a proper email sequence, when it comes to your email marketing, besides your framework, your tool, the sequence you choose to develop for the audience type is important. Is the structure, is the entire structure of your email marketing campaign. And how successful they are depends on your knowledge of the target audience. So in this case, in this particular case study, we're looking at Elevate LinkedIn Consultant. That's the business in this case here. So this is not a real live business. It's just we're using that as a sample in this case. So what the sequence should do is basically indoctrinate new subscribers, nurture or build trust, and convert them into paying clients. None of these would be done in a way that is too obvious what we are trying to accomplish per email, but the structure of that email will still get us the same results. And building all of these together into a cohesive email or a cohesive email sequence is where your own expertise of building out your avatar, understanding your target audience, understanding the business needs, and marrying both ideologies together will help you to design the right email. So this particular sequence, basically we're positioning Elevate LinkedIn Consulting as a premium service to help professionals, that's the target audience, coaches, freelancers, to optimize their LinkedIn presence and attract high value opportunities. It's as simple as that. The goal is as simple as that. The service of this business is to do 2 things: help their target audience optimize their LinkedIn profiles, which is quite straightforward. I think we've talked about it in the module, and then help them attract high value opportunities. So this will be the center of the entire email sequence we're going to write. So we're going to get into the first email. We're going to look at what the messaging should look like, and how we're able to build that messaging or that tone into the first email. So the first email, we're expected to establish rapport with the reader. Step one, set expectations of what the sequence would look like, and then introduce Elevate LinkedIn Consult. So the messaging style will follow a warm or personal greeting, thanking them for signing up. We're going to reiterate the value they gain from the sequence. We're going to introduce a core mission of LinkedIn Consulting. We're going to set clear expectations on upcoming emails and the benefits. We're going to end with a light CTA. If you're unsure, now we're not selling with this CTA, bear in mind, because this is the first email that is going out. We're not going to do any hard sell. We know, remember, we know that the hard sell will be getting them to sign up with us so that we can help them optimize their LinkedIn presence, and we can help them attract high-value clients. So whatever CTA we're introducing at this initial phase will not be a direct CTA getting them to hire us immediately. So we're trying to warm our way into their mind, into their thought process, and get them to, see us as a player in the business. And that's what this email is going to do. So the CTA here, one of the CTAs we're going to use here is going to basically get them to react in some way to us. So we want to know those in their list, in that particular list, who have read the email and are interested enough to actually carry out this first step. It might be a simple request. It usually should be a simple request. Something can do under 2-3 minutes. The point is just to gauge their response to us in general. And then if you have about a list of 100, we want to see how many of that 100 will eventually carry out this action. If you're unsure, reply to this email with your current LinkedIn headline. That's a simple task. So you make it as simple as possible, as short as possible, and then we'll be happy to give them a suggestion. So if we have about 100 on our list, and of that 100, say 70 actually did send us their current LinkedIn headline, then we have a good responsive audience, right? It means they pay attention to what we're doing, what we're telling them, and they're actually interested in some of the services we render. So that's going to be a good way to measure responsiveness and people who are actually interested in your current audience lists. Then we're going to talk about why they're receiving the emails and what to expect. And then unique value of Elevate LinkedIn Consulting. If we want, we can include before and after stories, transformation stories, credibility boosters, whatever we choose to use. It's all up to you. But if you then look at your messaging style and you see that it might be too long, it might make the email too long, you have the discretion to decide what to include in the email and what to cut out of the first email. That discretion lies with you. But yeah. Second CTA, which is also important, which is usually done in the very first email, ask them to whitelist your email and respond with their whatever. But this is more important in this case. Whitelisting you means that your emails, your next emails do not end up in their promotional inbox. Instead, they get it directly into their actual inbox. That way, they can expect seasonal updates from you or weekly updates from you because they've whitelisted you. So, little something they can do for you on their end. All of these is just to get them to do something in response to the first email. And you can measure these parts, can actually measure this part to see by virtue of their responses, you can measure what percentage of your 100 took that action. That will tell you what percentage of your audience will most likely read the rest of your sequence, right? All right, so let's get into it. So it's going to be a warm welcome. It's going to be a bit of an indoctrination, and then going to be a few CTAs that are soft, not major, not hitting directly on the nail, which is what basically signing up with us. We're not doing any of that yet. We're doing this soft, so going through the soft approach. So the subject line says, welcome, you're LinkedIn transformations class now. Alternatively, we could decide to include their name in this subject line, individual name. So welcome, first name here, first name here, your LinkedIn transformation starts now. The point here is that, remember that the goal is to help them optimize their LinkedIn presence and to get them high value opportunities. So currently right now, what they are getting in their inboxes, the target audience I mean, is probably requests for things they don't offer, or they are getting friend requests from people they don't, whose industry they don't serve. And basically nothing of value is going on in their inboxes. But they want to be able to transform that LinkedIn inbox into a money-making machine where they log in there and they have a list of clients who are waiting to be attended to, right? Because that is what they want, that is their goal, we're going to basically look at their inbox and try to transform that. The experience now is what I was saying to them, but taking your current drab experience on LinkedIn, and we're trying to convert it into something that is basically a money printing machine for you. So personalization goes in. It's important that you go with your name. I'm thrilled to welcome you to Elevate LinkedIn. Talking about ourselves now, we're dedicated to turning LinkedIn into a lead generating powerhouse for professionals like yourself, personalization as well. Again, you're just taking a major step towards turning your LinkedIn presence into a magnet for high value opportunities. Again, that's value proposition that I talked about here to attract high value opportunities. All right. Over the next few days, there are certain expectations for what they can expect. I'll share exclusive insights to help you optimize your profile to attract the right audience. In this case, you know best if you have about 20 to 30 insights they can use in optimizing their LinkedIn. For the rest of the sequence, you are not going to share 20 to 30 insights. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. For the rest of the sequence, they're going to break down maybe five of the most obvious insights, five of the most basic insights, and going to stretch it out as much as you can. Because you still want them to pay you for LinkedIn optimization, which is part of your service that you render. Optimize LinkedIn presence, right? So these insights are going to be teasers. They have to be true, they have to be valuable, but at best, they are teasers. They are just going to get the juice going for them, get them to start seeing a few things. I mean, when you go into LinkedIn automation full time and you're talking about keyword and SEO, that's heavy lifting, right? And not everybody may be able to execute it to the standard that a professional would be able to execute it at. But then the little things like their profile pictures, their banner, their headline, their banner, their headline, their about us section, those things, little things, you can share with them to get them to start taking maybe one or two actions on their end. You can actually use that as a teaser. So you share also insights that help them build credibility and authority in their industry. And at this point, if we are going to look at you as the writer, as the email person in this case, we've given you a lot of expo on how to make any LinkedIn account into an authority page to build credibility into any LinkedIn account. Then insight to help them unlock clients, partnerships, career defining opportunities. implements proven LinkedIn growth strategies, learn insider tips to stand out from the competition, serious success stories from professionals like themselves. All of this will help them position their profile as an industry leader. Now, what to expect? Each email in this series is designed to give you strategies you can apply right now, right away. So you are now encouraging them to check their inbox so you don't miss anything. This is basically pushing them to expect something they can do within 5 minutes. I could even say each email of this series is designed to give you actionable strategies you can apply. And then I come and I say in less than 5 minutes. Something like that. The point is to show them how easily these strategies can be implemented, right? So show them how easily the strategies you're trying to show them or share with them can be implemented. Now let's start with a quick one. Your LinkedIn headline is the first impression you make. Does yours clearly communicate who you help and how you help them? Now, if you're not sure about that, reply to this email with your current headline, and I'll give you a quick suggestion. That is a harmless, simple, easy to do request. They could just go to their LinkedIn, copy out their headline, and then send it to you via your inbox and your email, or reply to this particular email, and that's done. So that happens within what, 3 minutes or 4 minutes? So the request, you're trying to make it easy for them to execute it. So make sure it's something that is not too demanding on them. So it doesn't feel like a chore on their end. So one favor to ensure you don't miss my upcoming tips, whitelist this email, move it to your primary inbox, or mark it as important. Also, hit reply and let me know what your number one struggle with LinkedIn is right now. This will give you basically ideas, if you want, for the rest of the sequence, depending on what people basically say the most is their problem. So if a larger consensus out of 100, 70 responded, out of that 70, 50 says their struggle points to one thing, is then valuable information that will help you squeeze in the solution to that particular problem into somewhere into your sequence. Yeah. So we're excited to help you position yourself on LinkedIn. All the best, the name and the firm's name you've closed. Now, you find out that everything we discussed, everything we plan to execute here have been carefully built into this email. Let me check the word counts. That email, how many words do we have? About 250 words. Not bad. So this is what a 250 word email would look like. Why that is what it's going to look like for the brand, and when it comes to, because this is just text, it's never going to be just text. I don't advise you to make it just text. So for the brand, which is Elevate LinkedIn Consulting, when they ask for copy, yeah, this is what they want, copy. But it's also smart, or it shows your level of interest in their success. If you're able to give them a kind of direction, design-wise, a little bit. What I've noticed from experience is most designers or email managers themselves they don't like being told in a way what design direction should look like. They feel they have it figured out. But it's a collaboration between you, the copywriter, and the email manager. Now, if you happen to be the one managing the list, managing the email framework, then it's no longer a conversation that needs to be had. It's just you going into the system and then introducing stuff like JPEGs, GIFs, little video. Say a video now in this case will basically look like a welcome video from the CEO, right? Personal welcome video from the CEO. So JPEGs, GIFs, or video. Audios don't really work in this case. So anything visual, you then find a way to fuse it into this email, into all your emails, as a matter of fact. So you could start creating a video storyline or a video template with each email. So the first video for the first email will basically be a welcome video from the CEO, right? Let's look at what the second email looks like. The second email is an authority builder. We're trying to position ourselves as an authority in the business. And in that case, a second video in that case will look something like this. So video 2 will look something like a testimonial, a powerful testimonial from now, because like I said, the second email is an authority builder. And you see it's an email, you don't have too much leverage in terms of spacing to do a lot of stuff, right? You only have limited space, word counts, and allowances. So we want to make every single asset count. So if you're going to bring in, this is solid, this from the CEO is solid. Now, if you're going to bring in a second testimonial, a first testimonial, but in second video, it has to be from someone, a brand, or a business that is basically your biggest client. Say, for instance, Elevate LinkedIn Consulting had worked with Coca-Cola or had worked with Tesla, right? And you have a very good video testimonial from Elon Musk. That is the kind of testimonial you include in your email. It blows every other testimonial type right out of the water for you. It gets you the attention you need right away. So it's going to be from a high value client you have served in the past. So this is how you're trying to build a timeline video into your emails. Something like that. So with email 3, we also have the sequence, the contention of that sequence, video 3, video 4, video 5, up to email 12. Now, it's not mandatory that you keep on introducing videos into each email, but with any email that you think a video might be necessary, by all means, find a way to include a video. And if it's not really necessary in that email, a JPEG or a GIF that corroborates something in the email will work just fine. Before we continue, let me be sure that we're following. Do we understand what I've explained so far? With the first email, with the introduction of the video or the JPEGs or the GIFs. Any questions on those before we continue? You can put it in the chat box. I want to read them now, or you can unmute your mic. Any questions so far?
What if you don't have a testimonial from a powerful authority? How do you do that?
Of course. Now, if you don't have any testimonial from any trusted brand or serious brand, then whatever testimonial you have will be used in that case. It's a lot more easier. You cannot have a testimonial from Elon Musk and then you're using a testimonial from any other business when you have something more powerful than that. So I'm saying you rate the testimonials you have based on the brand authority of the business you've worked with. And then you decide which one of these testimonials, because now you have very limited real estate in your emails and your email spaces.
You don't
So,
understand what I'm saying. What if you don't have any testimonial at all and you are just
or in
starting
this
out?
case, you don't have any testimonials at all, then you don't need to use the video testimonial approach. I said, I'll repeat it again. If you look at the email you're developing and there is no way a video can be useful, don't include a video. If you know a video can be useful, but you don't have the required video, don't waste your time waiting for the video. If it's a video you can request from the firm, for the business you're working with, and say, okay, I need a video like this, that does this, that says this. And it's something you can create themselves, then by all means. But if it's something in this case that has to be genuine and has to come from a natural client, and your business does not have it, then in that email, in that second email, you don't need to include it. You write the email and you include a JPEG or a GIF that does the job. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Now, in some cases, some companies or some clients are going to have text testimonial. They may not have video testimonial. If they have text, all you need to do, which is where in the last 2 classes or 3 classes or 4 classes ago, I said, as an email person, you should be able to use fundamental design tools like Adobe XD, not to the point of a product manager or product designer, but to a good degree, so you're able to make small designs with Canva, with Adobe XD, with Figma. It's important because if you're going to be the same person managing the entire email framework, you're going to be doing designs more often than you think, beyond just copy. So if you're keeping it at the back of your mind that I'm just an email copywriter, and then make that clear to whoever is hiring you that you don't do designs from the get-go. But if you're going to manage the entire framework, then you should be skilled at writing, you should be skilled at doing good designs to a degree, and then you should be skilled at managing their email frameworks. So in that case, you will be tasked with the job of taking their text testimonial and framing it up into a simple design that could go into the email itself, the email body itself. It should not take you too much to develop that if you have the skill. So, as I said, JPEGs, which are basically images, GIFs, and most of us can make GIFs, video testimonials. These things are assets that can go into your email. If you check your GT Bank emails, the emails you get from GT Bank, any of these banks, you see that they try to employ assets beyond copy. It's important, it's necessary that you're able to incorporate that style into the business you're working with. And you will find also that the email itself, the copy itself, is not written on a plain background. The copy itself, like this, is not placed entirely on a plain background. It's a part of a design, a template design that the business, you have agreed with the business on color choice, logo, the business logo has to be on the template design. A lot of the structure, even the fonts has to be decided between you and them. And then whatever copy you are developing has to go into that design. It is that design template you load into your email into your email framework that gets sent out. You don't just, I think it's people who don't have the time or who don't want to go through all that stress that end up writing their emails, just go into their Gmail app and then type in the copy or paste the copy into the Gmail app and send and hit send. So when you're working for brands, the emails are no longer the ones you and I write when you're applying for a job or the type you and I write when you're applying for, when you're sending an email to your friend. It's got to be professional now. So the template design is important. You have to bring in all the assets. If you're going to use a video for this email, you're going to use a GIF, you're going to use a JPEG. You bring all that set together into the design. The copy goes into the design. Everything is arranged. And then you cross-check with your clients or your employees before you roll out the emails. So you're not just going to be writing something like this and say, yes, my email is ready. This is basically, say, 60% of the job done. The rest of the job has to be complete. That's what happens if you are going to be the one managing the entire email series, implementation, execution, everything. But if you're just a copywriter, then all you need to do is present a document like this, like this Google Doc, to whoever is going to be doing the implementation and the design, and the job is done. I hope that makes sense. If you're just a copywriter, all your work will start and end on a Google Doc like this. But if you are the one managing their framework, entire framework, their marketing, as far as email is concerned, then this is just half your job. The design also needs to come into play, and then you run that through with your employers and before you roll out the emails. So we've looked at the first introduction, the welcome email. Now, the second email, the goal is to establish expertise. What we've done here is to, give them a little welcome. And like I've said, if we had the space, a welcome video from the CEO, that will make this email take on a new shape, right? Make it even look a bit more presentable, or a bit more like we care kind of brand. Now that is out of the way, we're about, who is that? Is someone talking? All right. All right, so the second email would then take us into establishing our expertise and credibility through storytelling or demonstrating the transformation of our services. In this case, if we have any clients, say for instance, we've done this transformation for the Toyota brand, for instance, that's perfect, that's fantastic. We could use the Toyota brand transformation story as a case study in this email. We could use that brand transformation story as a case study. Two things work for us. We have the fact that it's Toyota, man, that's serious business. And then we're putting their name, their brand, their logo on our emails, telling people that, hey, we've done this. That tells you one thing and one thing alone. We're credible as hell. It's as simple as that. Remember that it's going to be one email, going to contain one email, but because of the brand we worked with, because of the kind of case study we're trying to do on what type of brand, that gives us credibility. Now, if we don't have a brand like Toyota that we've worked with, but we've worked with a smaller brand, and we've managed, any of our metrics have managed to shoot incredibly high from, say, doing numbers of 10 meetings per week to doing meetings on the region of 50 to 80 per week, closing that much meetings in a week. We've taken their 10, we multiplied it by 5. And this is a real life testimonial. It's not manufactured, right? It still goes to speak about our expertise. It still goes to speak about our credibility, by all means. Because even though it's a relatively smaller brand, what we've been able to do with that brand is really, really, really take their close up their sign-ups from 10 to 50. That story writes itself. Any day, anytime, anywhere. That story gives you credibility. That story proves your expertise. In fact, it is fantastic if you can bring in a video testimonial from that small business that corroborates your story. It is perfect. But I'm aware that this does not happen all the time where those testimonials are readily available. So create the email with the assets you have in hand as best as you can. So the messaging here is to share a compelling success story of a past client before and after LinkedIn profile transformations. You're going to use screenshots in this case, JPEGs, like I said, their images. Who is editing my documents for crying out loud? Okay, that's my screen. All right, no problems. Continue. So I already said it here. We're going to be using JPEGs. JPEGs are basically images. So in this case, if you don't have a video testimonial, the before and after transformation image of the LinkedIn account itself would do. Another thing you could use is the before and after with some things redacted, before and after pictures of their inbox. So you know what the inbox looked like when you took up the job, when you took up the challenge? You took a screenshot of the inbox, and then when you are done with your whole optimization and outreach and everything, you then take another screenshot of what kind of clients are reaching out to them right now. So you have to redact a few things, but it sends a clear message that we took their inbox from this looking directionless to this looking like a money printing machine for them. That's another way to look at it. Another way to look at it, let's talk about images now. Another look at it is um, testimonials that businesses have had to say, or looking at it from the client's perspective. Okay, let's stick with that. Images of their inbox before and after, images of their LinkedIn pages before and after. Now, you want to also discuss common mistakes professionals make on LinkedIn. You want to share industry insights on LinkedIn automation that might prove your expertise, that shows them you know what you're saying. You want to introduce your premium offer without pitching them directly. You want to position your firm as a proven solution to their problems. You could use storytelling or testimonials to create emotional connection. The CTAs we're looking at is basically click here to see how we can optimize your profile for success. It could be a case study in that case, or read a case study or testimonial page. You could develop a different case study document, insert it into the email, or you could create a testimonial page outside of on your website and then insert it somewhere here. So this subject line, this simple LinkedIn fix boosted my client visibility by 300%. So remember when I said they were probably closing or discussing with 10 clients at the end of a week, and then you took that 10 to 50 for them, that's an increase of ×5 for that business. You could use that to develop your headline. Or you could focus on one particular win that they landed, that they closed, one deal that they closed right after you finish your optimization for them, right after you conducted your outreach strategies for them and helped them to winning clients. Probably before you came on board, their gross total in earnings was probably $5,000. Now, got them a single client that paid them $10,000. That headline writes itself. It's either that approach or this approach. So these are two different ways you can look at it at the headline. Now let's get into the body. Most professionals treat LinkedIn like an online resume, and that's a fact. Most people just go to LinkedIn and then what they do there is put in um, the jobs, the past jobs they've held, their skills and experiences. And that's all. They don't use LinkedIn beyond that. They don't optimize it for anything else beyond, hey, I landed a job with this so I go there and I put it on LinkedIn. Most professionals even make that mistake. Most executives make that mistake. They only come online to post success stories and they're off back against whatever they're doing in their life. But when used strategically, it can become a lead generation tool. I have a bit of a backstory to this. I worked for a firm where the firm started out basically the entire structure of the firm, the entire history of the firm started on LinkedIn. In fact, LinkedIn was their client acquisition tool, their number one client acquisition tool. But the firm grew big over time, over the years. They kept on expanding, into different countries, and eventually they dropped LinkedIn as a lead generation tool. They developed new strategies to get clients, and in fact, word of mouth was working for them a lot. Like they concluded a deal, it was so good that people were recommending them to other people. So new jobs, new gigs were coming in. And then it got to a point where things were a bit slow. So the CEO said, we're going to go back to our strategy from day one. And what he did was go back to LinkedIn, revamp their LinkedIn accounts, recreate content, remake their image on LinkedIn, and started getting us new clients from the same LinkedIn they dropped for years. The same way you and I will go to LinkedIn and look at LinkedIn as just a social media handle, right before my very eyes, I saw a CEO manufacture money from LinkedIn, like print money from the same LinkedIn account that he had left for dead because they had better strategies now. But when push came to shove, they ran back to LinkedIn. So that tells you that it is a potent um, tool when it comes to lead generation. And when you generate the leads, it then depends on your closers who are able to work their magic on that lead, on the leads you've gotten, and then convert them from just leads to customers. Your closers are important too. So let's not get into all of that, but you get the point. Most people will treat it just like a resume, or most people will even abandon it after setting up the profile. But your job or what you bring to the table is helping them to use that account strategically and turn it into a lead generation tool. You're saying this because it is true, because it's not a lie by any stretch of any imagination. It's not bullshit. I've done that. I've done that consistently. It's not a lie. Now, take Sarah for example. Now they're talking about their own client, which is a case study. She was an experienced consultant struggling with to attract the right clients. Her profile was outdated. Her content got little engagement, which is something most of us are familiar with. And her inbox was filled with recruiters instead of prospects. And not just any type of prospects, but high value prospects. You see this line, a lot of people will understand it. It will connect with a lot of people because this is what happens in the real world, where you go to a profile, you check the last update you made there, and it's been months, or it's been a year or two, and then there are no likes, no responses to your content, things you post, or your inbox, instead of having these kinds of prospects, you're getting people who want to recruit you to work for them. In some cases, or from some people, this is not bad, but for professionals, for entrepreneurs, they want these, they don't want these. For you, if you are the one we're targeting, this is not bad. Recruiters are not bad. Well, if you see yourself beyond um, a 9 to 5 or just a freelancer, if you see yourself as an entrepreneur who's trying to build a business, then you want to see more people saying, hey, I want you to do this for me. And this is our contract. This is how long I want you to work for me. This is what I want you to do for me. These are the expectations and all of that. So that kind of situation allows you to actually build a business out of your experience, as against working remotely for another business. Choice is yours. What you want to interpret as success in your case. So, because if a recruiter is going to come in, it means they're employing you for another person, and the payment is going to be, say, what, $500? But if a prospect comes in, we use a high value prospect, okay, they're talking about $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000 in this case. The thing is, most of us, or most people, we think it's impossible to land this, or even something as low as $5,000 high value prospects. Remember that the business here is offering a premium service. So premium means that everything they can offer you goes beyond the regular, the normal. A normal LinkedIn, whatever business will tell you, say, can make this $2,000. Premium will tell you they can do 100. You can land you clients of $100,000. That's premium. If you go online and you put this out there, Sarah did this through our help, that's premium. You're not joking anymore. A lot of top entrepreneurs will take you seriously because this kind of money that is investment worthy. $2,000, not so much. $10,000, all right. $500,000, now you're talking business. So because it's a premium business, you have to pick some of these data, and they have to be factual to the best of your ability. Now, take Sarah, for example. She was experienced this, her profile was outdated, she got little engagements, her inbox was filled with recruiters instead of high-value prospects. Now, after working with us, Olivia Learning Consulting, she made a few changes, suggesting those changes to them now. Profile optimization. We revamped her headline and summary to position her as an authority in the field, authority-driven content. She started sharing strategic insights, which boosted engagement and inbound leads. Targeted outreach. Instead of cold messaging, she connected authentically with decision makers. This thing looks like it's what? It looks a bit confusing to some because cold messaging basically targeting certain people, but only the inbox. But this one goes beyond just the inbox. This one is tied to this one, authority-driven contents. And this is how it works. It's a game of attraction. A few classes ago, we talked about the quality of your content on LinkedIn. If the quality of your content is good, it's up to scratch, it's something that is industry best practice right now, today, what happens is that the professionals in that industry, the top dogs in that industry, begin to take note of what you are doing on your page. They begin to take notice of the quality, the consistent amount of quality that keeps coming through from you. Some people call it social engineering. The point is this, and it's true, if you want to call it social engineering, that's fine. The point is that you're going to be able to leverage the information you have to attract the right people to say hello. Now, when those top guys go to some of them want to engage you in your inbox, just to see, okay, what's the stretch of your knowledge base? Or some actually engage you in the comment section. They want to get a feel, and then they post questions, they post a lot of things, and then you respond with that level of quality. What happens is they bookmark you, they take note of you, they either come back to you later, or they move on to the next phase of their plan right away, which is most likely going to land you something like this next. Because if you can show them that you know your metal, you know your stuff, the top guys in that industry will want you to work for them right away. They'll either have a project for you right away, or they'll come back to you with a project at some other time. Because they've seen you position yourself as an authority in that field. Now you're able to connect without you being the originator of that connection. You're able to connect with key decision players, decision makers in the industry without it being manufactured manually from your own inbox. So there's quite the task here to create this for any business, to create this social engineering for any business. And you look at it and then you feel, it's as straightforward as it gets. It's not. It's not. It takes a lot of work, a lot of experience with how creating content works and implementing those strategies in the image of the business you're writing for, so that it gets to this point. Remember, it's a high value client you're targeting. This is important to them. If what you've done on their page can get them people messaging them on their inbox saying, okay, yeah, I want you to do stuff for me. That's the height of it. This is in fact when they will consider you, their email person, a success. The result, within 60 days, Sarah landed a $10,000 client, consulting client, and opportunities kept rolling in. Now, these aren't just theories, these are repeatable strategies that they can implement into work. You want to see how we can optimize your profile for success? You put in here a little bit of a case study there, or a link to a website where you've done or a video, link to a video where you've maybe done a bit of a walkthrough of how they can optimize their profile in the most basic form. Remember, it's still a sellable offer to them. You're still selling that LinkedIn optimization to them. So what you're putting in this video, if you're going to use a video here, is basically covering the first three on your list. If you have a list of 20, a list of 30, you focus on the first three, first four, first five. The rest are high quality. They are on the top side. Their value is what you're going to price them at. So you don't release that for any reason on any video ever at all. That's trade secrets. But to show them that these things work, you can put in a few of those tricks in here. Now, if you want to see recurrent transformations, which is where your case study comes in, the case study will then reflect your before and after images, before the inbox before you took over, the inbox after you took over, the profile look before you took over, the profile look after you took over. So your case study will come in here. Now, your LinkedIn profile has the power to attract high value opportunities. I could even make this bold. Attract high value opportunities. Let's make sure it's working for you. So success, your name, and your business name. Case closed. What this has done for you is show them a few things. You know what you're doing. You're an actual authority in the business, and actual businesses have trusted you to deliver at this scale for them. Now, any business who has done below $10,000 in their revenue, say for the past year, will be super interested in getting to this point. If they manage to do $3,000 or $5,000, and they've tried on their own to close clients at $10,000, and it did not work for them, these type of businesses are definitely going to reach out to you. Now, if on your list you have businesses who have done $100,000, for instance, in closing their clients, your $10,000 is just a fraction of what they've been able to do on their own. So exactly why do they need you? It's a good question. So when you are going to go this route, the higher this number, the quicker people will take notice of you. So if you have on your list of past clients, a client who you've done 100K for or 300K for, they become more important. They are front and center in this deal. Now, that closes out the second email. We've welcomed them. We've given them an idea of what we do, what they can expect in the next couple of weeks from us. We've shown them some of our successes, things we've completed. We've also shown them some tips they can deploy currently on their LinkedIn accounts. And we've not done any real selling, right? We've not really done anything that says, yeah, reach out to us. No, we're not there yet. So email 3, I want to give them a few more quick wins, a few more value bombs. I want to reinforce what we did in email 2. Remember that whatever structure you're following for this sequence, you have to break it down in your brain before you put it down on text. You have to decide, am I writing a 5 email sequence, a 5 email sequence, or 10, or 12, or 4? The number of the sequence decides how quickly you go from introduction and welcome to click this link to reach out to us right now, that kind of stuff. If you have more numbers to write, more emails to write, you can tease a lot of different opportunities to them, give them case studies, give them videos, give them testimonials, all of these things just to get them to warm up to you before the real sale comes in. But if you have just 4 emails to write, you have to do a lot of things in those 4 emails and get to the selling bits a lot faster. It depends on what the business wants, what you can convince them is best practice, and what you've implemented. So we've done what we've done with the first 2 emails. We're trying to reinforce the ideology from the second email and the third email. Provide immediate actionable value to build trust, goodwill, and engagement. That's what we're trying to do with this email. The messaging here will share 3 highly actionable LinkedIn automation tips. We're going to address pain points and offer a quick solution. We're going to position our company as the experts in optimizing profiles. We're going to build curiosity for a deeper transformation in upcoming emails. We're going to provide downloadable resource, checklist, LinkedIn headline templates. You can create these by yourself and then add them to your emails. All of these are just to warm the target audience to get comfortable with you, and then reinforce your authority with more insights. So CTA want me to review your profile. So a good number of people want you to do this, so it's easy to tap into that. A good number of people want probably a free review of their current profile. Hey, what do you think? What do you think we've done? What do you think can be improved? So you create a simple report and send back to them. Try this hack and reply with their results. Now let's get into the email itself. The subject line, 3 simple LinkedIn tweaks to instantly boost your profile authority. Like I keep saying, 3, maximum of 5, are all you want to be talking about. Don't go beyond those. And there should be simple things they can implement quickly under a few minutes and they're done. Say, for instance, change your profile picture. So you have a picture that was taken with your mobile phone. Nobody should tell you, or maybe somebody has to tell them, but it doesn't work on LinkedIn. So you have to go to the studio and take a professional picture proper. So if there's anyone in this class who actually has on their profile a picture they took with their phone, I promise you, you're doing your profile more harm than doing it any good. So you have to go to a studio and take good quality. Oh, okay, okay. You have to go to a studio and take proper images, load them onto your LinkedIn account. So did you know that a few small tweaks to your LinkedIn profile can make a huge difference in how people perceive you? Good question. Now, here are 3 quick upgrades you can apply today for more visibility, credibility, and opportunities. Refine your headline, rebuild your headline. Some people just go in there and they write email marketer or copywriter or engineer, mechanical engineer, whatever it is they do. Your title alone will not cut it. Make it clear who you help and how you help them. What is your target audience? Spell it out and be ultra specific there. So it's not going to be I help the fashion industry or I help. So if it's going to be fashion or whatever around fashion, I help the fashion industry, I help fashion designers do this and that. But specifically, I help Black fashion designers in Cleveland, Ohio. Specifics. Now, depending on the target audience now, people within that location, because you've gone super specific. Black fashion designers, it means you don't deal with all types of fashion designers. Black fashion designers in this specific location, I help them do this. That's how it goes. So when you're going to design your own headline, you have to become super specific like that. You give them an example, they play with that example. They play around with how to reimagine that example. So make it clear who you help and how you add value to them. Helping coaches and consultants attract high-value clients on LinkedIn. This could become even more streamlined, helping coaches and consultants, like depends on the business again. Let's try to see how we can make it more premium. Coaches and consultants in this case. I have already commented on LinkedIn. Not bad.
How about helping health and wellness coaches?
Health and wellness coaches. Yeah, that's streamlined enough. That's good enough. You've gone to the industry, you've streamlined it by industry. What I'm trying to do here is I want to use numbers. So I could say helping okay. Coaches and consultants in virtual industries attract high value plan something. Thing here is you're trying to be as premium as possible, as exclusive as possible, and because you intend to target a specific audience class of coaches and consultants within this type of industries, you're cutting out anyone who plays below this industry base. And that helps you to keep these as premium as possible, if that is your goal. But if you feel like this will be, you think that this will be too much, then you can remove this $100,000 industry, and then any type of coach, any type of consultant, regardless of how much they are playing in, can contact you. But if they see it this way, it means that only coaches and consultants within this industry base, within this market cap, can say hello to you. Now, what that also does is that it helps your inbox, your email inbox, your LinkedIn inbox to only get messages from people in the particular industry based that market cap. So you don't have to sift through a $2 client or a $10,000 client. We're looking at people within maybe say what 70,000 to 100,000 to $200,000. And that means that if you are in, like in this case with this client, this business, a premium service provider, right? You're a premium service provider helping these guys do this. So it means that the guys who are definitely going to say hello to you in your inbox are in this industry cap. So you're helping these guys attract these guys. Thing is, this is going to be their own LinkedIn or your own LinkedIn headline. And what this thing does is, when anybody goes to your page, they no longer see that page as a regular LinkedIn optimization account. They then begin to see it as a LinkedIn optimization account, but for this type of persons, this type of industries with this kind of cap. So I've not limited the industry type. I've just limited the market cap of whatever industry is going to reach out to me. I'm saying I can work with any industry, but this has to be your minimum or benchmark. So the choice of yours is how you want your perception to look like on LinkedIn. If I take this out, it weakens that particular sentence. Helping coaches and consultants attracts high-value clients. You're basically saying any coach with any financial market cap can say hello to you, and you decide if it's a waste of time or not. So yeah. Then you can upgrade your profile picture. A clean, high quality and professional profile photo instantly builds trust. You don't need to stress with all of these. Just go to the studio and get it done, right? Good lighting, clear background, confident and approachable expression. Mostly a good smile would help. Write your about section. This isn't a resume like most people think it is. Speak to your target audience challenges. Show them how you solve their problems. And the about section actually gives you a lot of space, a lot of word use to play around and get this done, get this across. Show them how you solve their problems and make them feel like you understand their pain points. If they feel like you know what they are going through, they relate to you after they read your about section, and it helps push them in the direction of messaging you in the first place. So start with a strong opening line that grabs attention and makes them want to read more. We talked more about this on, I think, 3 classes ago. We talked about hooks and opening statements. Now, the first CTA goes in. You want a step-by-step link automation checklist. Remember, your checklist in this case is just to bait them. So don't go beyond the first 5 on your list. Create a PDF, add the link there so they can download it in there. If you want a personalized feedback, click here for a free profile audits. This can be a scheduled call on Zoom, right? Or on Google Meet. So they have to schedule the call. It makes it more personal. So you walk through the LinkedIn page with them and then you can give them your feedback live. So try this tweak today and let me know what changes you make out of the 3. I'd love to hear about your results. The point here is you've gone ahead to expand on the few tricks they can use. Remember, this is just for what we're working on this and working on just this particular business type. In your case, it will be a different industry entirely. So it will be your job to come up with these ideas, the ideas in this copy. What specific tweaks in that industry do you think they can execute that would give them some levels of win right now. You have to figure it out from that industry and build it into your email. The fourth email will help you overcome skepticism. There are any bit of distrust or worry that they might have. It addresses the common objections. It prevents anything that stops them from actually saying yes to you. So you need to look for, in this case now, you are directly attacking their pain points. You are directly taking their pain points, their biggest worry, their most obvious worries, 3 or 4 of them, and you are responding to those worries in a way that takes it away from worry to a solution. A worry that minimizes that worry and makes it into, oh, it's not such a big deal after all, right? It's something they consider a reason they've not said yes to you, and then you explain it away so to the point where they now get to a point and they say, okay, all right, I think my questions over that particular subject line has been answered. And you have to dedicate a couple of emails to do that. You have to intentionally pick out 1 or 2 emails that will help you to address some of these concerns that they have. That stops them from saying yes to you. So some people to date, probably when this, I think somebody sent a message. All right, Daniel, whatever I made you laugh, we'll keep on making you laugh in Jesus' name. Say amen, wherever you are. So some people even to date, even right on this call right now, some people don't believe LinkedIn works. Yep. To date, some people don't believe LinkedIn works. So that's one thing you can attack. Is LinkedIn worth your time? The results say yes. The quickest way to deal with this type of objections are your testimonials. And it will be a kind of testimonial overload. Videos, texts that are actually sincere and true. Because they are doubting the easiest thing, the easiest way to actually make money on LinkedIn. The fundamental ways that proves that LinkedIn is, and there are tons of them. If you've been on LinkedIn for a while and you've done things right, there are a lot of things you could use to show them, show wherever it is that this thing works. That follows what our clients have achieved. As a business who has been on LinkedIn for a couple of years, there are a lot of ways to go about making sure that these, I think, are even fundamental, easy problems to address. All you need are professional, are just testimonials, good testimonials that are sincere and from actual businesses. They can go ahead and do their verification or research into those businesses to see if they are legitimate, but they'll come back with the same answer. If those businesses are legitimate, the reviews are legitimate, you will get them to get to the same points. Okay? And I'm very sure that some people here on this call have landed businesses or clients through the same LinkedIn. Through the same LinkedIn that someone here on this call who is thinking, who is asking a question in his head or in her head right now, does it actually work? So why some people are questioning if it works, some people are actually getting results, right? So how do we deal with this little setback? Because we've said all the things we've said, we're giving them ideas of how to improve it, and they will not even do any of these if they still think this way, for instance. They won't go ahead and start implementing. The only way they would start doing this is if they believe that this is going to work. If I was telling somebody today, hey, go on Fiverr and set up on Fiverr, the only way he will believe me, or she will believe me, is if I show them results that I've gotten on Fiverr. If I say go to Upwork, the only way they can believe me is results, right? So I'm saying LinkedIn does work. People have closed businesses on LinkedIn. People will continue to close business on LinkedIn. This year alone, it's just the second month of the year. People, I promise you, people have actually closed deals on LinkedIn. So how do you convince them? Because if you're trying to just explain it away that it works, it works, it works, without giving them proof, show them something that it works. The extreme would be to bring out something like a receipt, or a payment receipt, a payment plan, something that shows, okay, this client kept paying me over and over again on LinkedIn. But I think that might be too much to do, right? But it may not be too much to do if you have, say, $200,000 client, $300,000 clients. You redact some information like the business name that you work with. Another thing that would expose the business in full, take a screenshot of that, and then that becomes your JPEG for this particular email. The point is, if you're going to bring in picture evidence, make sure it is such that when they see it, it is big enough to hook their attention. Big enough to hook their attention. So what target audience do you have? Premium guys, yeah. $2,000 check does not change anything to them. But $300,000 check does. So a degree. $500,000 check, even $1 million check, that's a good job. So they're like, okay, there's a real business here who has paid you repeatedly on business, and you're doing already on the tune of $1 million. Oh, hey, now I'm interested. Now I want to know how you did that. A business who has not done $3,000 will see $1 million as we take concern $1 million. I never even see $3,000. So they're not a target audience in that sense. You're already going too far into their future. Well, a business who has closed $300,000 and you show them a check for $1 million. Okay. In your email, okay, you've done that for business so and so. I expect that you are able to do that for me. And if you have proofs, you have systems that you've shown me that has worked, then maybe I should give you a chance. So the biggest way is just bringing in as much evidence as you can into your emails. So address objections such as, will this work for me? And I don't have time for LinkedIn. Some people say this, and I think the busiest of CEOs or COOs, CFOs, whatever it is, will tell you they don't have the time for LinkedIn. And I've seen this happen in real life. Yeah. They provide case studies, client wins, testimonial. They told you to be an overdose. It will not be like normal one sample, one example. It will have to be multiples. Just keep giving it to them. Identify major objections. I don't have the time. It's too expensive for me? Well, your target audience won't think it's too expensive for you. Does LinkedIn really work and all of that? Use storytelling. Offer reference that these business and their strategies work across different industries. Show why your service is a game changer despite all of the concerns they have above. CTA, see how we transform Mike's LinkedIn in just 30 days. It could be a case study, it could be a video testimonial, anything would work in this case. Or I think a video testimonial will be more powerful than a text testimonial. So side notes for everyone, when you're working with clients, they don't like it from one experience I've seen. They don't fancy it much. This is when they fancy it. If what they've done before you came on board was $1,000 maximum revenue from one client, $1,000. And through your influence, they were able to start closing $10,000 deals. You ask them for a video testimonial, they're very, very happy to jump on a call with you and get you that testimonial for free. Yes. If they've done $1,000 on the other hand, and through your own influence, what they're going to close is $500, $900, probably maximum of $2,000. It will become a little bit difficult to convince them to go all the way to provide you with a video testimonial. You get the point? So the bigger the transformation, the easier it is to ask for this thing from this client. The gap between what they were doing before you came on board and what they're doing after you came on board, if it's clear as day and night, a video testimonial will be the easiest thing to get out of them. They will be happy, very enthusiastic to give you that video testimonial. So video testimonials are actually powerful. They work really well. If you cannot get a video testimonial again, please make do what you can get, but get testimonial at all costs. Get something. Get something at all costs. So email 4, handling objections on social proof. Does LinkedIn actually work? Yes, proof. Or are you still doubtful? So what our clients have achieved. I hear it all the time. Does LinkedIn actually work? I don't have the time for LinkedIn. I've tried it before, nothing happened. These are valid takes. It's true. Most people will tell you this, and that's facts. I get it. LinkedIn can feel like a black hole if you don't have the right strategy. But when you use correctly, it becomes a game changer for you. Here's the reality. 80% of B2B businesses, B2B leads come from LinkedIn, and that's facts. Funny enough, that's true. That's very, very true. I'm talking from experience now. This is true. 80% of anything business to business leads, they come from LinkedIn. Take mine, for example. Before working with us, they are linked, and this is data you can use to corroborate whatever you said in the first line. So take mine, for example. Before working with us, their LinkedIn profile was just a digital resume. No engagement, no leads, no real results. After implementing and approving LinkedIn automation strategy, they started attracting high-value inbound leads. Their profile views skyrocketed by 70%. They booked 30 new clients within a few weeks. These are wins, these are successes, these are facts that if they want to do the research, they can simply reach out to Mike and find out what you just said. And if Mike corroborates that these are statements of facts and true, you've broken down maybe what 70% of their resistance. Just like that. You want to make it even better, turn this text testimonial into a video testimonial. Let them see Mike talk on video, and most of the barriers to them trusting you will go away. Imagine if it was Elon Musk on that video. Just think about it. Whoever or whatever business you're working with, their fair degree helps, especially when you position yourself, or when you're trying to position yourself as a premium service provider. So I had no idea LinkedIn could be this powerful. Within a month, I booked 3 major deals just by tweaking my profile and outreach strategy. The thing about outreach is people think they know outreach, or people think they understand outreach, and there are different ways to go about outreach. If you've not worked in a particular industry, the outreach strategy for industry A might not exactly work for industry B. It's your job, or it's a job of this business to know what outreach strategy will work for what industry type. The same way there are closers that are specialists in certain industries, that they are specialists in aeronautical engineering industry does not mean they will be specialists in pharmaceutical industries. They are great closers, they close million-dollar clients in aeronautical engineering, and they have track record of that. It does not immediately translate that they're able to close deals in pharmacy. Some of the basic or core principles might translate, but the nuances of the industry, the specific nuances of these industries might mean that the tricks in aeronautics does not work in pharmacy or vice versa. So which means that you are saying from your own point of view as a LinkedIn specialist that it doesn't matter the what's it called now, the industry you are working in, you have tested and proven strategies for any industry type to work your magic on their LinkedIn profile, get them, attract inbound messages, inbound leads, and possibly go ahead to close those leads for these businesses. This isn't a fluke, it's a system that works across industries. The only question is, are you ready to make LinkedIn work for you? A case study link, see how we transform Mike's LinkedIn profile and turned it into a lead generation machine in 30 days. You sign out. All of these tools, this is the fourth email already. We've not requested for anything specific on our own end. We've not actually used the real CTA we intend to use. All of these are just to get them to be comfortable around us, comfortable reading from us. We've not asked for any sale at this point. Email 5. Introduce the offer in a non-salesy way. Now we're getting closer to where we're going to ask for the sale. Expand on the benefits of your service and emphasize the transformation. Key messaging here is going to be to introduce our core offer without any aggressive selling technique. Compare a struggling LinkedIn profile with an optimized one. Before and after, we could do that with images or with a case study. Showcase what's included in Elevate LinkedIn consulting services. Explain how our processes work in detail. We could also reiterate benefits rather than just features. We could do a breakdown of value stack, everything, including our premium services. We could break them down, what they can expect from our services. Highlight how easy it is to work with us. So CTA that we could consider. Want to see if this is a good fit, let us chat. Soft sell. We've not exactly said, call us or click this link to do this. We've just said, we want to see if we're a good fit. We've not even said we want to work with you. Just check and see how much of a fit you have, if what your offer or what you're selling is something we can actually close or deal with. We want to see. So it's something you can back out of at any point in time. So let's chat. Or you want to view our prices and service breakdown, we can make it available to you. So the offer reveal and then the soft pitch. Now, what if LinkedIn brought you high value clients on autopilot? So question headline, it forces them to think about what their life could look like, or what could be a possibility of their lifestyle if they are actually doing this on autopilot. If they wake up and there's a new client waiting for them, they go to bed, wake up, 2, 3, 4, 5 new clients are waiting for them. What does it look like for them? Over the past few days, I've shared proven strategies to help you optimize your LinkedIn profile, attract high value opportunities. But let's be real, knowing what to do is one thing, actually doing it the right way is another thing. But that's where we come in. We take the guesswork out of LinkedIn growth and help professionals like yourself build a profile that works for you 24/7. And here's what's included inside. We do profile optimization, a polished, high-converting LinkedIn profile that positions you as a go-to expert. I promise you that it doesn't matter what you've taught them or explained to them in the first 4 emails about profile optimization. When you do it yourself, you will still do better than them. And that's the gospel truth. I've seen a company write their about us and everything, and it looked something questionable for the kind of company that they are, or for the kind of company that they want you to think they are. And how they described themselves was a letdown, complete letdown. So no matter how many tips or tricks you give these guys, some of them will not be able to put into words correctly a good description of what their services are, what their offers are, and all of those things. They're about description of who they are, who they serve, and all that. It will still need you to tweak a lot of things to make it right. So whatever they are doing, you can still polish it. You can make it better. A polished, high converting LinkedIn profile that positions you as a go-to expert, content strategy, simple but powerful plans to showcase your authority without spending hours on LinkedIn. I think this is something that is one of the most exciting parts of creating or rebranding a business on LinkedIn. It's one of the most exciting parts of it. All right. Messaging templates, proven script to help you turn connection to real business opportunities. There are some scripts or some messages you get on your LinkedIn, and then you yourself are impressed. How did you come up with that kind of scripting? And then some business types reach out to you And when you look at the business and the kind of who they have or their popularity and all of that, and compare with the kind of message they're sending you, and you are a bit confused, like where's the meeting point, right? It sounds like this is a professional top class business, but the messaging type and messaging style is looking non-professional, less than professional. And then if you've gotten any offer, say from any of these top universities in the UK or the US, you find out that the way they write is quite structured. It's quite professional, nice to read. Those offers could give you an idea into how you're going to structure your outreach messaging so that whoever is reading them on the other side of the divide considers you a professional, considers you a serious business to work with. Because you've taken time to develop or structure your messaging template correctly and put you in that light of a serious business. All right. Now imagine logging into your LinkedIn and seeing messages from potential clients instead of crickets. That's what I help my clients achieve. If you want to see if this is right fit, if we're a right fit for you, click here to do a free strategy session. I'm basically going to go over what your expectations are, what our demands are, and see if there's a fit. If there's a fit, we could basically take it up to the next level. And if there's no fit, we could basically call it off. So it's something they can, it's an opportunity to sit down with you, but they're not obliged to actually hire you right away. So that gives them some sneak peek into how your processes work, what you do, how you're going to help them achieve their goals. And if they like what they hear, they might want to take up to the next level. It works for you, it works for them. It's a win-win situation. And you've built that into this email. But it's not a direct CTA, it's just, I think, the step before the real thing happens, right? So that's the offer, reveal, and the soft pitch. The sixth email will help us create some urgency, encourage immediate action. So now we're getting closer to the game. Remember, it's going to be a 7 email sequence. And you also notice that things are beginning to get a bit more serious the closer we are to the 7th email. Things are beginning to sound a lot more straight to the point, right? We're no longer doing the soft sell. Well, I think we've done most of the soft sell from the first 5 emails. We've done a lot of explanation. We've done a lot of introduction to who we are, who we serve, beating or fighting some of their objections. We've done a lot of that with the first 5 emails. Now, with the 6th email, it looks like we're going for the kill. Create a sense of urgency and encourage immediate action. Key messaging: offer a limited time bonus, such as a free LinkedIn audit. Remember that the previous one you offered was not time bound. It was, hey, if you are free to get on a call and to see if this works for you. But now you're placing a time restriction on it, limited time availability, use scarcity tactics, limited slots, time-sensitive offers, because why now is the best time to act, address any lingering doubts and provide clarity, use social proof to validate the urgency. Book your LinkedIn strategy session before post 1 month. Now, you've gone from if you like to you don't have any time anymore, you just have to get on it right now. And that's what email 6 is all about. Urgency and scarcity, the push, the shove to act. So last chance, secure a free LinkedIn strategy session now, which is basically what this previous email was all about in a way. But now we're making it look a bit more serious and trying to get them to do it right now, today, not tomorrow. So quick heads up, our free LinkedIn strategy sessions are almost gone, suggesting that they've started already. We've already done a few sessions. If possible, snippets of 2 sessions or 3 sessions that went by already, where the clients eventually got onboarded. Yeah. Just a video section of where they got onboarded, where they were saying yes to your proposals and the onboarding started, or the timing for the onboarding was discussed, agreed to, and you closed. So snippets, if you got any by snippets, a short clip cut out from the main video can be included in this email. So quick heads up, our free LinkedIn strategy sessions are almost in. If you've been thinking about optimizing your LinkedIn but haven't taken action yet, this is your chance to get a custom roadmap tailored to your goals. In this free session, this is what you get: a deep dive into what's holding your LinkedIn profile back, now to fix it. A custom strategy to help you attract high-value leads without guesswork. Actionable steps to position yourself as an authority in your industry. Any of these conversations can lead into an onboarding session. So this suggests that there are sessions that have gone up already. This suggests that there are limited sessions left. Even though there are more sessions, more than 3, it's advisable to keep it at 3 intentionally, so that they think all the spots are almost gone, actually truly gone. So, and once they're gone, don't miss out. All of this languaging or this messaging type or tonality is to get them to do something, to message you right away. Remember that there's going to be a couple of days between email 5 and email 6. So you've allowed them go through this, think about it. They've had maybe 48 hours, 72 hours to think on this and decide if they actually want to reach out to you or not. By the time this one, who is doing this? Chidi, can you stop that? You seem to be interrupting me. Where's Chidi? Let me track it. Chidi, please stop interrupting my session. All right, so only 3 spots are left, and once they're gone, they're gone. Click here to claim your session first. So the link to the session, you can put it in there, and they can book a session with you. Looking forward to helping you improve your LinkedIn game. You close it out. This is more straightforward, much more direct. You could, like I said, from the previous strategy sessions, where an agreement was made to proceed with onboarding, we could bring in clips from that session, 1 or 2 clips, have it included in this email, and that reinforces believability on the side of those who are still having doubts, right? Now, email 7. Goal here is to make a final persuasive push for conversion. Make a strong direct pitch with a clear CTA. Key messaging here is to recap the journey they've had over the past 7 days or the past week or something like that. Reiterates the main benefits of your business, recap the transformation and benefits, address final hesitations, inject urgency and offer reassurance, close with a strong call to action to sign up. So something like, let's optimize your LinkedIn profile, schedule a call now. So this is straight to the point. This is exactly what we wanted them to do from the get-go, from the very beginning of this sequence. So we took our time to soft pedal, be nice as we can, and while being nice, explain away most of their fears, most of their worries, present our own arguments for why we're the best people they can work with. And then we're closing down to the final push, the final nudge to get them to try to sign up with us. Your LinkedIn breakthrough is 1 step away. We've gone through all the worries you have. We've gone through all the problems. We've given you as much assurance. We've given you testimonials. We've given you case studies. We've given you all kinds of things to convince you that we, 1, know what we're doing. 2, we've done this for several businesses. In fact, we've already started onboarding new businesses. So what are you waiting for, right? So your LinkedIn breakthrough is just 1 step away. Don't let it slip. Over the past few days, we've covered powerful strategies to help you turn LinkedIn into a client attracting machine. But here's the truth. Insight without action changes nothing. Right now, you have two choices. It looks like a threat in a way, but not really a threat. Two choices. Keep doing what you're doing and hope for better results. All right? Or take the smarter route, work with an expert to build a LinkedIn process that attract high-value clients, leads, and career-changing opportunities. Here, you get a fully optimized LinkedIn profile. We'll do that for you. That positions you as a top authority in your industry. You get a strategic content plan tailored to your expertise so that you stand out with your content creation, and then personalized messaging templates to turn connections into real business opportunities. The choice is yours. But if you're serious about using LinkedIn to grow your brand and revenue, this is your chance. Spots for free sessions are closing soon. Grab yours now. The session they need, the link to the session we can have it in here. Looking forward to helping you build a LinkedIn profile that works for you, not against you. And your job is done with this sequence. Or so they say. Now, the supposed final notch has gone out, and does that then mean that whoever had not signed up as at this point in time is then lost? Is that what it means? Does it mean we're going to let them be? Because we tried as much as possible at between email 6 and 7, between email 5 and 6 actually, we onboarded some people already from our target audience. By email 7, we'll definitely onboard more people because we basically told them that that's probably our last time we're going to reach out to them. But after this, there's still people who, for any other factor, any other set of reasons, have not actually sent us that email we want to see yet. Probably not because they don't want to send it, but probably because there are factors beyond their control that they need to put in place, like maybe financing, funding for our services and all of that thing. All of those can influence whether or not they send that email at the end of the day. But you then have to create an opportunity for them to still be able to benefit, even after this 7th email has gone out. And that's where the bonuses of the extra emails comes in. You consider a deep dive into a new case study. You consider a behind-the-scenes look into any client of yours who gives you the permission, and then you're basically running through their strategy that you've implemented for them and showing them in real time results that they've gotten probably in the last 1 month of working with you. You can also help them overcome any other objections that they might have, repeating what you've done in the past and showing them why, based on this behind the scenes email and this case study email, there is no reason now why they cannot believe, because this person signed up, most likely signed up during your 6th email, which makes it a recent deal. And if you started seeing results from these clients, at this point, telling them, asking them this question, is it right for me? It's now a question of somebody trusted us a few weeks ago to work on their brand. They started seeing results ABC. So exactly why do you still think LinkedIn does not work as at this week? So why are you still asking us this question? Email 11 talks about any bonus offer to sweeten the deal. What could you give them? What offer can you create for them that will make them take it away? Could you give them a price slash at that point, right? Remember that all of these emails from email 8 to 12 will not be released to your broad audience, which is where sectionalization comes in. You send email 1 to 7 to everybody on your list, all 100. Out of that 100, after ending with email 7, about 50 have started working with you, which is a good conversion rate. The other 50 have not started working with you yet. Whatever email you're sending next, because these emails are still around the idea of convincing, pushing them just over the line, getting them to giving them even better offers than you gave people in your email 1 to 7. You cannot go back again and give the same audience a different price tag, because then they're asking themselves, so why didn't I wait for this other offer? Why did I buy into this first offer? So you are going to be sending these other emails to the persons on that list who have not bought yet, who for some reason that you may not know have not bought into your offer yet. So you can offer them a price slash. You can employ a lot of tricks now to get them to take up your offer. So now, bonus offers, suiting the deal. I wanted to make your decision making even easier, help you with your decision making. When you book your free LinkedIn strategy session today, you get access to exclusive LinkedIn content playbook. Basically, something that was not free a few weeks ago is now free here. The exact framework I used to create authority building posts that drive engagement and attract clients. They could not get this before until they signed a session with you. Now, when they sign a session with you now for free, you will get this book, this playbook. Because before it was part of a paid, what's it called? A paid offer, where you only get this playbook, or you can make this playbook an extract of the real thing, so you don't give out a paid content for free. So you can make a miniature playbook, content playbook from your actual LinkedIn strategy for content. So the LinkedIn strategy for content is a paid product. They only get that product when they pay for the consultation and they pay for you to help them do their LinkedIn for them. So to this particular audience that as he said, they're still having the reason why they're not bought yet, you can then pick out a few excerpts from that particular book, create a smaller miniature book, and make it available for free. So in this case, if they get on the LinkedIn call with you again, they get that other product for free. So this playbook includes 20 high-performing LinkedIn post ideas that position you as an industry leader. It has to be related to their industry type in the first place. My content calendar plan templates, so you always know what to post and when to post them. A messaging guide to help you convert connections into real business opportunities. This is a stream strategy that helped my clients land high-value contracts, speaking engagements, and consulting opportunities. But here's the catch. The bonus is only available if you book your free call today. I could go ahead and make this like this. And so for emphasis sake, I will do this. So there's emphasis on, if you don't get on this call today, the entire offer in this email goes away. Don't miss out. Let's get your LinkedIn working for you. Click registration now. See you on the inside. This is important because then it tells them after today, the free offer I just made available to them, all of these goes away. There's a very good chance that a number of these persons who can appreciate the offer will get in on this call at this point at your 11th email. The 12th and final call, urgency and scarcity again, last chance. This offer disappears at midnight. This is it, your last chance to claim your free LinkedIn strategy session and exclusive bonus before it disappears. After midnight, the free strategy session spot will be gone. Exclusive LinkedIn content playbook bonus will no longer be available. You'll be left figuring out LinkedIn on your own. Somebody played this trick on me some years back and it worked. This particular style of writing. it felt like if I don't get in today at this point, I would have lost what of value. It did work. It works when you're talking to the right audience type. I keep saying that the right email will deliver magic to you when it gets opened by the right person and needs to see it at that point in time. So yes, I know that this was because it worked on me a few years back. Now, I don't want that for you. If you're serious about using LinkedIn to attract high-value opportunities, let's make that happen right now. You can also make this super bold, change the text color to bring emphasis to it. Click here to book free starting session now. See on the inside. This is just further making whatever you said here a lot more potent. But you get the point. So we have 12 emails in this sequence. We've gone through most of them. We've gone through the reasoning behind most of them. We've gone through why, or we've linked all of the ideas from the introduction, the soft sell approach, which was intentional, so you don't have to get in at the very beginning of the emails, and then you're already asking for the sale. So you go stage by stage, soft sell as much as possible. In fact, from the beginning, you don't do any selling at all, just request for simple things they can do, or you even give them certain things for free. I mean, those case studies, those links, the website, you can check certain testimonials, all those things are to warm them up, get them to see results from businesses you've worked with in the past, and get them much more comfortable to trust your authority in the business. Once they're that comfortable, they've received and opened first email, second email, the third email, the fourth email. Around the fifth, sixth, seventh email, you start getting them, you start getting the language a bit more serious and closer to, hey, I need you to do this right away. I need you to, I'm asking for the sale right now, that kind of situation. You have already whetted their appetite, you've already gotten them to trust you, you've gotten them to see results. All of these things are breaking down whatever barriers they have. Okay, yeah, this is a good, it's just like you are checking them. So it's a stage process. You are trying to get them to accept your offer, your final proposal. That proposal does not come out of the bag right at hello, hi. That proposal, you leave it for what? A few days back or maybe next week. But this week, I want you to get to know me. I want you to get to see testimonials about business I've worked with. I want you to understand the authority I bring into the business, the knowledge base I have. And once you're comfortable with me, we can then go into why I'm in your inbox in the first place and what exactly I want you to do. So the timelines means that I have a start point talking to you, and I also have an end date talking to you. There's going to be a time where I'll stop my emails because you're either going to buy into my idea or not. And once that timeline comes, okay, okay, at seventh email, I've either bought into this guy's business or not. The other five are to act as a last push for those who have not bought in after the seventh email goes out. The last push, the final, what I say, courtesy call to get whoever is left, whoever is still hanging in the balance, to move them into making that decision to make the call with you and probably get onboarded on your business. So that concludes the 7 to 12 email sequence that we developed for you. The point here is this. You're not to use them word for word, verbatim, line for line. The point is to, and then this is just for LinkedIn consulting. The business you might be working with eventually would be in different industry parallels. So being able to create the offers we created for this is a sample. You have to create offers by yourself for the industry type you're going to be working with. I've also talked about how you have your skill in managing their email workflow designing their email templates, your skill with certain software tools for design, Figma, Canva, Adobe XD, to make the basic designs so that emails are not just typed into the email box on your Gmail and sent out. So it has to be customized, personalized, with the full company branding and logo and everything before it goes out there. So all of these would then prepare your mind that beyond taking a course like EMA, you have to build up that skill set, that extra skill set. I think Canva is the most easy one to learn. It was the first one I learned anyways. So it's the most easy one to learn. I now use Adobe XD and Figma, but I started with Canva as well. In fact, the very first month I started marketing myself as a copywriter, I was when I started learning Canva. And within a few weeks, I was good at using Canva, right? So Canva is the easiest one to learn to do the basic designs you need. Put the emails into a properly designed interface before you send it out. That is if you are going to be the one in charge of all of those email infrastructure. Or if that will not be your role, then writing the email is enough. When you apply to this job or these roles, being honest actually is important now, because you want to tell them in your CV and your whatever application that this is exactly what tools you can use. If you're already good at using Canva or Figma, it helps your course more than you know it. Because some companies will want people or writers or marketers who actually may not need too much hand-holding or too much collaborative support to get the most basic things done. And some companies will be broad and you know, specialists enough to be able to create a department for design, a department for copy. So you don't have to, as a copywriter, as an email person, you don't have to worry your mind over what design should look like. The design team will take care of all of that for you. Just get them the copy, get the copy will be reviewed, the design team will take over from there. And then the email thing can then go ahead with your marketing. So whatever situation you find yourself in, give or take, it's better that you have much more than the writing skill. You have the design skill to a degree, and then you have the framework, the email framework itself. You have the skill to use any of them, Aweber, any of them that you can use. Learn one. If you learn one, you're able to transfer that knowledge into any of the other ones that you have. So not every company will use Aweber, for instance. So if you learn Aweber and another company uses a different one, you can actually transfer that knowledge. And maybe a few YouTube videos later, you're good to go. So I think this brings us to the end of the class today. This would help you design, educate, convert new subscribers into paying clients, to strategically leverage storytelling, authority, value, urgency, all of you to try it. And then you have maximized conversions while building long-term relationships with your email lists. As fundamentally and basic as possible, this will get you along the way. So if you have any questions, I think now is the best time to start sending those questions. You can put them in the chat box, you can unmute yourself so you can address your question before you call it the evening. Any questions from anyone? You can put it in the chat box or you can unmute your mic. Anyone, any questions at all? Chidi, Dabrichi, Esteem Ezekiel, Fabulous, Inyoluwa, Maurice, Oluwaseun. Any questions? Inyoluwa,
No, I've asked the question I wanted. Except I wanted to know that is it you said attraction marketing on LinkedIn is to be writing um emails every day. I noticed that I was not able to use Octopus for more than 7 days. Even for those 7 days, they were not allowing me to use it. I don't know why. I was not able to use Octopus, and I'm only able, and because of that, I'm only able to get requests, only 5 requests every month. So I don't know how I'm going to grow my LinkedIn unless I subscribe for premium. So, and the premium is not more to be doing that every month. I don't know what to do. So that's basically that's where I'm stuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no problems. No problems. So to address that, Octopus is a premium tool now. I remember when I started, I used Octopus and I was able to do 100 a week when I started about 7 years ago. But now Octopus is no longer the way it used to be. So what they give you is 5 a month. That's very little. So you can't really rely on it. That 5 a month you could have done what about 60 or 100 if you are doing it manually on your LinkedIn account, right?
Exactly.
So Octopus, unless you have the money to pay for it, it's no longer it's basically a premium tool now, premium tool. So what I would say in that case, since you cannot pay for LinkedIn Premium, you cannot pay for Octopus Premium, then you have to be ready to do things manually. And that will involve you going through the email verification process. You go in to Google, you basically search for emails or certain businesses you think you want to work with, and then you manually pitch your ideas to them. I think it's better when you manually pitch in the sense that you're able to look into the business you're trying to pitch. You're able to figure out what their pain points are and create custom messaging templates for that business. What works for business A most likely will not work for business B, right? So manually doing the pitching on LinkedIn via your inbox might be a better way for now until you're able to afford premium tools. And I still believe that if you do a good search on Google, you will still find, okay, hunter.io does something similar. Hunter.io does something similar. I think Hunter is not premium also. So you see tools that are,
Hunter is premium. Hunter is
yeah, it's
premium.
premium now. So you will still
It's a
see
premium
tools
too.
that still allow you to get these emails and you also reach out to them that are not yet premium. Because when I started, there were some tools that were already premium and Hunter was not premium. And then I think after 2 years, Hunter became premium, that kind of stuff. So if you go online, you can still do some research and you find some tools that are able to deliver on what Hunter does and then you make use of it. Or you go the manual routes to get it done. And then talking about attraction on LinkedIn, it's basically going to be your content plan, the one you deployed on your own LinkedIn page. Your content plan. Can you mute yourself? Let me see if you can mute yourself.
Okay, no problem.
Please
Thank
mute
you very
yourself.
much.
Yeah, your content plan now will do most of the job when it comes to attracting your audience. So
Okay.
when I discussed content and how to get good quality content a few classes ago, extensively. And most of that ideology when it comes to say email copywriting or email management will fall back to some of the sales letters written by Gary Halbert and co. In a different industry type, you have to look for, and that's where reading books comes in. You have to look for the authorities in that particular industry, what books have they written? The thing, this thing about, I don't think I should be saying this, but maybe I should. Where the white man says, if you want to hide information from a black man, put it in books. I think it's legitimate. It's a true statement. People don't read. And a lot of the gems that people eventually find unbelievable are inside books. But because people don't read, you have the advantage over them by being a reader, first and foremost, because as a copywriter, as an email marketer, you've got to read a lot more than every other person. The more you read, the much more you know about an industry, and the much more authority you become about that industry. So if you're going to pitch your tent in a specific industry, just like we did with email thingy, you have to look for who are the godfathers in here, what books have they written, digest the books, break them down into articles, and then you have your content. You no longer sound like a newbie in the business. You begin to sound like somebody who knows what they're saying. And then if there are new, more recent publications, it's your job to devote those publications. Yes, it's your job to find out whatever new experiment they're carrying out, whatever new data is being funneled out of that industry, and make sense of it. Have an opinion. It's your job to also have opinions on those things and publish those opinions on your LinkedIn. The thing is, the more your content revolves around these kinds of things, case studies, opinion on certain things on recent happenings in the industry, content created from books you've read, written by authorities in the business in that industry, the more contemporary leaders or contemporary business decision makers consider you a strong powerhouse in that industry. The more trust, the more believability, the more acceptance you have, the higher the chances that they will reach out to you themselves. And that's where the attraction works. You make yourself appealing enough such that they feel there's enough value resident in you that they have to be the ones to reach out to you, as
Okay,
against
I
you
want
reaching
to
out to
ask a
them all
question.
the time.
I
Yeah, go
want to
ahead.
ask a question. If
Go
we are
ahead.
not able to connect to these people on LinkedIn because of the problems that are there, how do
Mhm.
they read my articles? One. So is it that when I publish an article on LinkedIn, automatically everybody on LinkedIn has access to it, or is only the people I'm connected to? That's what I want to know.
No, 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 no. It's not just who you're connected to. Especially when you've written an SEO article or you've used some type of keywords in the article, it's generally available to the public.
Oh, okay.
And if
So
your
that they,
profile has been
okay.
optimized to a specific industry type, it means you're going to be using certain keywords for that industry type. Most people in that industry will see your articles. It's where SEO thingy comes into play. So you want more people to
Oh,
see your
okay.
articles, try SEO tricks on the articles. Don't just write articles for article's sake. Two things are involved. You're writing, like what you say, you're writing for the algorithm, that's SEO side of things, and then you're writing for the target audience, that's value side of things. So it is valuable, which means the people in that industry find it useful, they can implement the tricks you have in there, but it's also readable by search engines and rankable by search engines. That's SEO, that's keyword research, that's implementing keywords correctly. That's optimizing your images. All of those things, optimizing your headlines, all of those things will help search engines to pick your article and spread them across boards wherever it's in that industry parallel. So because I'm not your friend or a contact of yours on LinkedIn, does not mean that if you write an article tomorrow, I will see it. Does that make sense?
Okay, I want to ask another question. Please don't be angry.
No problem.
Why is it that I've even forgotten what I wanted to ask? Yes, you said that it has to be that once is SEO of that. Why is it that I've written over 10 articles now on LinkedIn, and I only get likes. Nobody has come to my inbox yet. How many articles do I have to write before I start getting jobs? And these articles I wrote, I got the topics um from ChatGPT, because I used a prompt to say that ChatGPT to give me topics that are based on email marketing, that for my target audience, which is SaaS and health and wellness um, clients. So
Mm.
but I
Have you
haven't
not?
been able to get these clients.
All right.
They,
Have you not, in what you just said, have you not seen the problem? With what
what do you say?
you just reported yourself to me. Have you not seen the problem with what you just said?
What was the problem I what I said?
Now, this is real life. ChatGPT cannot write human-like SEO content for you.
No,
It
no, no, no,
cannot.
no, no, no. He did not write the content for me. He just gave me
Gave you the
topics on
title, the
what
topics.
the
Now,
titles on what
now,
people would like. So I
okay. Now,
researched on the titles using Quora
no, psychology,
and Reddit.
psychology, ChatGPT does not do psychology. It's not you. It's not
Oh,
a
okay.
human being. It does not have human psychology instincts. You did a good job going to Quora. That's perfect. You did a good job going to Reddit. That's fantastic. Those are the points, the touch points, where people have said certain things around the topic you're looking for or the industry you're looking for that they think is important to them. That's UGC, user generated content. That's them telling you, hey, this is what's important to me. So going to Reddit and Quora, that's where your research will start and finish. You have no business coming back to ChatGPT. So creating the title for your articles should happen there. What pain point? First question is, what pain point are you trying to solve? What issue are you trying to address? You take that question, you go to Quora, and you find the answer to it. That answer is your title for the first article.
Oh, okay.
You do not, at any point in that creation process, rely on ChatGPT because it has to be human-like. It has to be compelling, and it only comes when it comes through you and through the research you've done, and through picking out ideologies or statements from what people have written on the internet about that topic. You could see thousands and thousands of different things. In fact, if you go to the same Quora, I don't know if you know how to do that. If you go to Quora, you see ChatGPT content in response to certain questions. You should be able to filter out those nonsense. And you will also see somebody talking about a topic with actual experience of that topic. That is your gold mine. That is where your gold mine is. Most of the time in these forums, the comment section is where your gold mine is. The topic goes up there, but the comment, you see people who actually know, who actually are big players in the industry, who have the time to go out there and share their knowledge. That is where your article should be based on. Real information, data. Now, when you take that information, you create an article out of it, or your article comes from books you've read, written by authority figures in the industry. The fact that you wrote 10 articles does not mean you will get clients. Of course, you've written the article, but you also made it SEO optimized, means people are reading, people are seeing, because with the right keywords, it will cover a wider audience. More people will see it if you use the right keywords in the headline, in the first few paragraphs, in the subheadings. Sprinkle that headline, those keywords across board. And for every image you put in, you rename the image, optimize it for a particular keyword. When you've done all of these and you posted your image, your article, you did the first one. This is how the crawling machine works. Because you posted one article does not mean it's going to start ranking you. You go through the first 10, the first 20 articles, then it takes a snapshot of the entire targeted keywords across all 20 articles, and then decides to start ranking. Google or LinkedIn search engine could decide to start ranking you after the first 5 articles have gone out. Because also decide to start ranking you only after the first 50 articles are ranked out. You have no control over when it starts doing the ranking. What you have a control over is to make sure that it is rankable, it is SEO optimized. The
I
ranking
even
part of it,
noticed that I even noticed that when I share my articles on what's it called on Twitter, I get more responses because I think the people I follow on
you're doing a
Twitter.
fantastic job with that. Maintain it because that's called interlinking. It's going to cross back to you, going to send juice back to your LinkedIn.
Yes,
So keep on doing
I
that.
share my articles
Send,
on
if
Twitter
possible,
and
send it to Quora and Reddit as well. Your articles.
oh
So
okay,
keep
I'll
on
do that.
pushing them. So push those articles across those platforms intentionally. Over time, but don't stop writing articles. Over time, the
I
search
write
engine will
articles
crawl
every
all of those
day.
pages.
I write articles
So
every day.
so
I just
it's
started
not a
anyway.
numbers game. It's not a numbers game. It's not a question of writing articles every day. Okay, good question, good statement. You write articles every day. How many books have you read over the past months? How
I
many books
forget.
have
So
you
I read
read?
books at least every day. I read for 30 minutes, and I even if I don't
For how
finish
many
the book,
minutes?
I read at
How many
least for
minutes?
30 minutes every day. Every day I read books,
Okay.
and I rewrite sales letters too.
Fantastic.
Sometimes the old sales letters that were given to because I completed the what's it called the elite class as far back as
Okay.
2022. I
Okay.
finished writing all those sales letters. I'm rewriting them again.
Good.
So I do
What you
that.
do for me?
Yeah.
Send me the articles you've written currently. All of them. I want to see all of
Oh,
them.
okay.
Send it to my inbox.
I'll send you my what's it called my my LinkedIn profile so you can have a look at them and
All
you
right, no
see the
problems.
article.
So
Yeah. Thank
keep
you
on
very
doing what
much,
you're
Ben.
doing. Keep on doing what you're doing. You're on the right track. Maintain that over time, the results start coming in. But because you're writing 10 articles does not mean you're going to start getting results. Keep on pushing those articles. But also,
Yeah.
don't do the numbers of writing articles every day. Allow space for one article to breathe.
But
So if
Victor, I think it wasn't it Jure that said that somebody was saying that I think in one of his classes, said somebody said that you write up to 100 articles in 2 months, and you see his major role is to write articles every day. Write up to 100 articles in 2 months, and he plans to see results. SEO optimized articles. So
the thing is,
when he said that, yeah, it was Jared that was saying that somebody that he knows said that,
no,
and
you write one article, you give it space to breathe. You give it space to
okay.
live on the internet space 3 days, 4 days. Allow every single agent of Google's to try their best to rank that article before you send them a second task. With every article you post, you are giving the algorithm a task to execute. You post one article, you post 5 articles back to back. They now have to push all 5 articles at once. Compare that to telling it this week, push one article. It does its best to push one article with all the keywords you've embedded into it. It takes its time. Now, that article has lived on your page for 7 days. The next article comes up. It knows what to do with the next article. It begins to study what is expected from you, from every single article you post. Because
Okay.
algorithm works the way in a different way from the way you humans work. If you understand the way algorithm thinks about your articles or about your posts, posting every day is not content marketing. It's not it's not even a strategy. When you say you post articles every day, it's just wrong. Or no, it's all shades of wrong. You cannot post articles every single day and expect algorithm to favor you. Because algorithms begin to see your page as stuffing keywords. And what happens when it flags you as stuffing keywords is it deranks you instead of rank you up. So you are trying to manipulate the algorithm into thinking of your page as more valuable than another person's page. So go at a pace, one article every 4 days, every 5 days. Fantastic. And why that is even important is because You cannot tell me you went through the entire process of research and you wrote an SEO article complete from start to finish, did all the checks and balances on that article, you did that today, you're going to do it tomorrow, you're going to do it next tomorrow, you're going to break down some point if you are doing everything correctly and it is SEO standard. Because it's one thing to get a value, interpret it, and create an article out of it. There is another task to make sure that that article you've written is SEO qualified.
Okay.
So all of those things, you have to allow yourself space to sit back, look at the article you written the second day. You wrote it today, fine, close the laptop, allow yourself to do all that stuff. Then come back tomorrow with a fresh mind, reread what you've written. You will see a lot of mistakes, a lot of things to correct, a lot of keyword principles you probably have not implemented. You have to do those things. Come back again a third day until you are satisfied that this thing is good to go on most of the keyword principles you know, or most of the SEO principles you know, before you launch it out. And I'll tell you that, I'm telling you that from experience because I have personally done SEO optimization for businesses for a good part of 3 years. And then I got an opportunity to work with another company around SEO again. And within the first 4 months, everything I thought I knew about SEO optimization was rethought, rearranged, restructured in my brain. Because they had to reteach, retrain, rewire me, basically, for SEO. So the principles I taught were principles 1 to 20, and then your SEO game is solid. I now saw that there were at least 100 more principles to go. So do with what you can, with whatever level of information you have, and make sure that your articles are at least they cross most of the check marks for SEO qualification. Then publish.
Okay.
And to do that, you cannot do that in 24 hours. Promise you.
Yeah. Thank you, Victor. Thank you.
So,
I gained so much value from this class, honestly.
no problems.
I
So send
always
me your
look forward
LinkedIn
to it.
account and send
I
me
will.
articles you've written so I can go through them.
I will. I will. I always gain a lot from your classes. They are
No problems.
electrifying.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Any other
Thank you,
question
Vic.
before? Thank you very much for your time. Any other question before we call it an evening? Any other question?
Good evening, Coach.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
How are you today?
I'm doing all right. Oh, fabulous. How are you?
I'm fine.
You're welcome. All
My
right, so
voice
hit
didn't
me.
concentrate.
No, well, how you doing?
I'm fine.
All right. So let's start it.
All right now. Good night.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a question for me. Yeah.
Okay. No, I
You
don't
wanted
have.
to greet me.
Mm-mm.
All right, no problems then. We'll talk about your guys later, maybe tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. That's fine.
All right. All right. All right. So no other questions, and I think I can call it an evening. All right then. Please have a nice weekend. Stay safe as much as you can. We'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. This document will be shared on the WhatsApp group in due course. The meeting also will be shared, so you can actually go back through it and then review whatever we discussed tonight. Have a nice evening, everyone, and goodbye.